we're live. Welcome to episode 144 of the CosCast. I am, as always, your main host, Pixie Does Cosplay, and with me today I have my wonderful co-hosts.
Ja.
And Bell Cosplay.
And Anastasia Cosplay.
Welcome, ladies. And also, welcome to our lovely guest, Spidey Grenland, or Tony, as he's also known. He's having some tech issues right now, but he's sorting them out as we go. But at least we have audio, so we're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least we have audio.
So the main theme of today is an interview with our lovely guest. But before we get into that, let's get into our usual segments. So the first one is Cosplay Progress. Have we been working on anything cosplay related during the past week? Or 2 weeks, rather, because it's been 2 weeks since last time.
Yes, it has. And yeah, I am currently working on my Governor Ratcliffe cosplay from Pocahontas. And CC Tori is saying that your sound is only in her left ear.
Okay, that's... I don't think that's...
It's not an issue for me.
No. And it's not mono. When the sound is in one ear, it's stereo. Mono keeps the track in one and sends it to both ears. Stereo is... It divides up the audio. So,
Class dismissed.
Yeah, class dismissed. Just so you know, that's how audio works.
The more you know.
Yes, the more you know. And...
oh boy.
If it's only on stereo in your ear, there's nothing I can do because there are no stereo or mono settings in the stream that I can fix.
Boom.
So I don't know how to help you guys out with that. All right. So yes, Radcliffe. What about it?
And it's Ratcliffe, not Radcliffe.
Radcliffe.
Yeah, no, that thing over there is what I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because I'm following a McCall's pattern, and it's basically like doing a puzzle, really, because I've cut out all the pieces and I'm putting them together following the instructions, but I have no idea what I'm doing. But somehow, when I follow the instructions, it turns out great. I don't know why, but it does. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just hang on, I'm going to fix something. There might be some issues.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Seems like there's some lagging in the stream.
Unfortunately.
That sucks.
Yes.
Let's see. Alright, hopefully that has helped. The stream seems to be a little bit better right now. So
Right.
Cool.
Is this? What is this?
What is what?
This is not what I was supposed to see. My God.
What?
I just, accidentally pressed, and then there was no... I went to another stream or whatever.
Okay.
Because I was so confused because it was like commercial in the start. I was like, what? We don't have ads.
No.
What?
Commercials, explained, please.
We don't usually have that, no. Alright. So hopefully this has fixed some of the issues. Sorry for that, but I think the audio should be good now, and hopefully the stream should also be good now. Let us know if that is not the case, and we will get back to trying to fix it. In the meantime, Tonya, have you been working on anything during the past weeks?
Well, I wouldn't say working on, but I have made some kind of progress. I received both my wig and boots and costume for what's her face?
Takamina.
Takamina, right? Yeah, and I also received the wig for Madame Mim, and I bought fabrics for Madame Mim.
Yay!
So that's my progress.
Exciting.
Yes,
That's good progress, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I haven't made anything. I have a few things that I actually need to make for Bonsai Con, and it's getting closer and closer, and I'm getting more and more stressed. But at least I've done a makeup test and a cos test for Ursula, so she's looking pretty frumpy, and older woman sexy, if you get what I mean. Like cougar. She's looking a bit like a cougar. That's all I can say. So the wig needs some fine tuning and the makeup needs some fine tuning, but we're getting there. I'm pretty happy where it's going. So yeah. How about our guest? Have you been working on anything?
No, not really. I don't really work on cosplays that much, and it's kind of been a while since the last con I was attending. So the next one is Bonsai Con, and everything I'm gonna wear is already ready. So
yeah. So
Nice.
you don't have to con crunch or anything. You're good.
Oh, well, I think so at least. Might be something like the day before that comes up, and I'm like, oh, okay, right.
Crap.
I forgot.
Yeah. I still need to finish this jacket, make some pants. I don't have to. I need to make a hat, a cape, and a necklace. So something needs to, be. I need to. I'm not gonna finish everything. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Got a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
It
to
is
say the
a
least.
pretty big jacket. It's a big project to finish in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, looks like it.
Ryurai says in the chat, trying not to get annoyed at you for not remembering the name of your cosplay. Takamina is so awesome.
It's not my fault for not watching the entire anime yet.
No, but you'll get there. You'll get there. She is awesome, though. Ryurai is very right. It's a very cool character. Rick Makes Stuff says, I still... Ooh.
What did you do with your sound?
I didn't do anything. I think maybe the audio went out. He's tinkering with his audio. That's why.
Okay.
But yeah, Rick Makes Stuff says, I still don't know if I should be happy or annoyed about you getting me hooked on AKB. I'm planning some prop builds from it, but I need to learn how to 3D model stuff. Wow, that's so cool! Oh my god!
It works.
Huh?
It works.
Yay! We have you back.
Hey. All right.
It's better.
Sweet. Okay.
So yeah, Cece says AKB is best, Rick. It's amazing. So everyone who hasn't seen it yet needs to go see AKB 0048, so you'll know who we're cosplaying for BansaiCon on Saturday, because it's going to be amazing.
Yes.
I
need to fix my wig as well.
Yes. Fuck your life.
And I have one assignment and a big test before BansaiCon as well. So yay me!
Yeah.
I have too many things.
Yeah. Welcome to my life. All right, so let's move on from segment number 1 to segment 2, which is news from the geek and cosplay community. We have posted all of this week's news on our Facebook page, so if you want to go click the links and see what we're talking about, you can just head on over to the CosCast on Facebook, and you'll find it at the top of the page. So the first thing is that you guys have probably already seen this, but Mall Cosplay recently released a video, a con crunch video, so it's a great segue from topic to topic. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Super good.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's gorgeous. It's everything I feel before a convention, basically.
It's pretty accurate.
The man knows what he's
Spot
talking
on.
about.
Yep.
I also do love that the ending of that video. It's just, it made me laugh. It was fun.
Everything about that video
Everything
made
about
me
that
laugh.
video, Yes.
It was awesome.
Lucia Ferra says that video is my new life soundtrack.
Same.
Agreed. This next piece is that BansaiCon last week released some more info about some of their panels. So there will be a cos paint panel and demonstration at BansaiCon 8 with Christine Sunde. That's going to be pretty cool. It's like body paint and making like 3D effects and things like that on your body, which I thought was pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. So everyone who's interested in those kinds of things should go check that out. The third piece of news is that the next Kestrel's live stream will be next Friday at 7. So Friday the 21st of September, we will be back with our Dragon Age podcast here on YouTube. So
Dragon Age.
yes, Dragon Age role-playing game podcast, or vodcast basically. But
Nice.
it's so much fun.
Yes.
So we do one every other week. So for those of you who have been following, mark it in your calendars. It's going to be an angsty one, according to Rick. Or maybe not angsty, but intense. So he said bring tissues. That's what he said. I say bring fate points. Bring fate points.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You have been warned. If you guys have been following Catrix Media, which a lot of you probably have, she's an amazing photographer and videographer. She has been releasing a lot of cosplay showcases lately. And if you guys haven't seen them yet, you should go check them out because they are stunning.
Yeah, I also think that her Suicide Squad showcase has like over 2 million views. It's crazy.
Damn.
It's pretty amazing. So go Catrix go is what I'm going to say about that.
Yes.
So you can find her on YouTube at Catrix Media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just check it. Yeah, it's seen 2,200,000 times.
That's pretty insane.
That's
Crazy.
Also, the last piece of news this week is that Pokemon Con was held this weekend.
Woohoo!
And it looked like it was a lot of fun. There was a cosplay contest, and they had trading card tournaments and things, and it just looks like a cute, very cozy little convention. We have never been, but we do love Pokemon, so part of me wishes that we had attended.
Same. I have my Pokemon cards, my old school Pokemon cards right here, with a self-made front page that I made when I was like 10 years old. So that's Pikachu, and he says Pika, and he thinks of a heart, and I love you, of course, because that's what Pokemon does. I don't know. So all of these cards are like original from 1999 and 2000. So they're old.
Such nostalgia.
Yes, and I have a Ninetales on the back. I didn't even notice.
Oh,
that's so cute. I think I drew all 150. Was it 152? Pokemon?
150. Yeah,
150. I drew all of the original Pokemon, like by hand, and colored them in with marker. As a kid. It took so long. I don't know where those drawings are anymore. My mom probably threw them away because she has a ton of my old drawings at home. They're so
RIP.
funny. Rest in peace, yes.
Yeah.
Well, you should definitely do another one, but with all the original Pokemons in one picture.
Oh god.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
It would, but it would also take forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe one day. I'll start with like little groups if I do that, and then I can just copy paste them together afterwards.
Yep.
I think that's a good way to go.
Yeah, but you should definitely do them like proper size compared to each other.
Yeah, I would have to do that too.
Yeah.
That's why copy paste, because then I can just scale them so it'll look right in the final picture. I have a plan.
I'd buy that.
Alright. So, yeah, that was pretty much everything for cosplay news. We would like to congratulate Ellie-chan for winning first place in the cosplay contest at Pokemon Con.
Hey.
Yay! And the judges were Rosa Karis and White Spring Cosplay and the Friendly Viking.
Yes.
Yes. Much fun. Such wow. Alright. So that brings us into the main theme of the evening, which is the interview with our honored guest. So before we start asking questions, we figured that we would share some pictures so people can get to know you and your cosplays.
Yeah.
Hey.
So let's see. I'm just gonna. There we go. So you have quite a few, and so the first one is Spider-Man by Reflective Photography or Cosplay Studio, basically.
Yeah.
You're basically most known for your Spider-Man cosplays, so we're just gonna go through the selection of pictures, and if you have anything particular you feel like saying about the specific costumes you're wearing, you can do that.
Yeah,
because you have a few different types of Spider-Man costumes, right?
Yeah, I have like like 7 or 8 or something.
Oh wow!
Wow.
That is
It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty insane.
That's cool.
The next picture is by Catrix Media, as we were talking about earlier. This picture with the glass and the reflection is so cool. It looks like you're on a skyscraper.
I love it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
spoiler alert, it's edited, but let's not think about that too much.
No. We're living for the illusion.
Yeah.
But it turned out pretty sick.
Yeah.
I really like it.
So, I mean, which edition of Spider-Man is this? Like, where is this costume from?
The two that you showed are both Spider-Man from the new movies, Spider-Man Homecoming, that's the suits that I'm using on the 2 first pictures that you've showed.
Mm-hmm. Let's just move to the next one by Catrix, which is a little bit different. It's got a bigger black spider with some like iron-looking details.
Oh yeah, that's I can't see the picture now, but I know what you're talking about since the stream is delayed. But that's the Iron Spider from Infinity War.
Ah, right.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like that one.
The picture also is so dynamic with the shield and like those red like color.
Yeah, she did a really nice job with the editing on this one.
Yeah. Didn't you guys have like a showcase that was shot at Odeon Cinema?
Yeah, right. That's true. We were at the midnight premiere of Avengers Infinity War. And it was about like, I don't remember how many people that was attending, but that was a lot of people. And it was super fun being able to promote a movie that way. I've never done that. And it was amazing. So,
very cool. Let's see. Moving on to the next one. This is by Kenneth Peterson or Kenneth Film or
yeah. Most of the people in the chat probably know who he is.
Yeah, they know. He is a very common sighting at Norwegian cosplay conventions. He makes kick-ass convention videos with cosplayers featured.
Yes.
So this one is a bit different. It has some accessories.
Yep.
Every superhero needs a good accessory. So these are like spider legs, arm thingies.
Yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't watched Infinity War, but there's this scene where he gets the new suit, right? The old one, or the suit that the 2 pictures that you showed, that's his main suit, but then he gets like this pod from Iron Man that kind of grows over his suit underneath, so he kind of gets another layer, right? So he can grow arms out of his back to help him in combat and stuff like that. So
that's pretty cool. I haven't seen Infinity Wars yet, but this is not a huge spoiler, so...
No. Luckily, it's not a huge spoiler, but thank you that you said that, so I'm not gonna go into...
Yeah. Don't spoil, even though I know, but don't spoil.
Yeah.
Don't
because
spoilers
are major when it comes to this film. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yes. But we here in the CosCast have been touching on spoilers before, so we have learned, and we just don't steal feels. That's what.
Yeah. Probably the best. Probably.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, next one. This is by Fotosvein. This is very cool. This is more like a comic book kind of look for your Spider-Man costume.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. That is that one. Yeah, it's basically just a normal Spider-Man costume that's like 2D kind of a fun effect on it.
Yeah, it kind of
I really like it. Yeah. it kind of looks like I'm a live action comic book character walking around. It's like watching those cosplayers that do that kind of makeup on them.
Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands. I was just about to mention that.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So,
cool.
yeah.
I like it.
So it's not from a movie or anything. It's just straight out of the comics.
Yeah. It looks really cool.
Yeah. So here's another shot of, I think, that same like comic book suit, which is by Yumicon from Notodden.
Oh yeah, right.
So this one, you're sitting on the floor with your like knees up under you, and
when I looked back at the picture, I kind of was confused how I managed to stand on my toes without falling backwards.
Yeah, you're on your tippy toes in this one.
Yeah. The other arm is actually not supporting anything, so I don't know how I managed to do that, but
good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job, yeah. I was just thinking like, hey, are you some badass ballerina or something?
maybe, I don't know. Fun fact, Tom Holland is, or not a ballerina, I think, but he did some ballet.
Yeah, he's classically trained as a dancer. It's pretty cool. The last picture of you is Venom Spider-Man. The Black Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of tried to make it look like that comic book scene where he tries to rip out the black suit off of his old one. So I'm pretty happy how this turned out.
It's pretty cool. This one was also by Yumicon.
Yeah.
No, because I the little I know about Spider-Man, because I haven't really read a lot of the comics or anything, is that, you know, this Venom thing is something that happens to him, and he's like not cool with it, not consensual.
Yeah. Yep. Basically, it's just this bad ooze of a organism that kind of takes over his emotions and makes the bad emotions or dark emotions more present, I guess, and slowly but surely he will get mad and angrier over time. So yeah.
So we are looking in the chat, and you are getting a lot of love. Lucia Farah says Spidey, and Cece says so cool, and the Riera says amazing, and Marlin says best Spidey. Whoa.
Hearts, I have a chat open, but I don't know when to like just interrupt the talking to answer the chat. So yeah. Yeah, no. But I appreciate all of you guys. I love you.
Aww.
Cece says that she really wants to do a Gwen cos test. So maybe if she does a full cosplay, you guys can cosplay together. You'll have
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember I used to watch a lot of Spider-Man, the TV series of Spider-Man was a kid.
Oh yeah, like early 2000s.
Yeah, the cartoon with the
electric guitar intro.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and the kind of, I don't know, like it sounds like those voice box that you're talking to, and your voice sounds like a robot. That was the lyrics for the song.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh, you gotta love the late 90s.
That's nostalgia. Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta love it.
It's amazing. All right, so Tonya, maybe you want to do the first questions?
Yes, I will. So, how long have you been cosplaying, and how did you get into cosplay?
I guess I've been cosplaying for about 2 years now. I think my first convention was in 2016 at Con in Porsgrunn. It's kind of hard to say how I got into cosplay, because I just looked at, I was browsing Instagram, right, and I saw a Spider-Man suit on a guy, and I thought that was out of a movie or something, but then I found out he ordered it from a site that kind of custom fits it to your body type and so on. And I was thinking it would be cool to see how people would react to see or the people that know me as a Spider-Man fan to see me in a suit, or how they would react to that. And I got really good reactions. So then I found out there was a convention like 15 minutes away from where I live. convenient. So I went and I got really positive feedback over there too. And it just kind of escalated from there, really.
So your first cosplay was Spider-Man?
Yeah, and my first cosplay was Spider-Man.
So, well, we know that Spider-Man is your maybe number one fandom, but do you have other favorite fandoms?
If I understand the word fandom correctly, Supernatural is a really big part of my life, I
Talia
guess.
loves Supernatural.
I love
yeah.
Supernatural too, but I haven't really watched the latest seasons. I stopped at some point.
My God.
So behind.
I usually rewatch Supernatural every fall.
Yeah, it's so fun, and the emotions. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, but Supernatural and I don't know. There's of course series and things I really do enjoy, but there's not too many that I'm super invested in as Supernatural and Marvel, DC, I guess. So yeah, that's the main ones.
That's very good fandoms.
Yeah.
But you do see mostly to cosplay Spider-Man, but why is this character so special to you?
Okay, I kind of been waiting to answer this question. The main thing though is that he's super relatable, right? He is a teenager and he goes to school and he doesn't have a lot of money, or he barely has money at all, and he has to kind of balance the superhero thing and school, while without, like, people don't ask him or expect him to do the things he does, but he still does it because of the quote he gets from his uncle, right? With great power comes great responsibility. And I recently saw a video. What is it called? Not a diary, but where they kind of investigate his character deeper. Yeah. And he said that Spider-Man and Peter Parker is just as interesting in his suit that is without his suit, right? And I was kind of agreeing on that, because without the suit, he's a really nice and genuine kind of guy that's super lovable, and I don't know, he's just a nice guy that you feel like you want to be around and you can relate to, like the kind of the best friend that you have in your group, maybe.
Yeah. And
again, with the suit, he's like everything you wish you could say to others, but you can't, or it's inappropriate. I don't know.
He's like a sass machine when he's got his
suit
on.
It's kind of everything he suppresses while without his suit kind of comes out when he has the suit on, right?
Yeah.
And his powers and his the roosters, or the rooster of his villains, or what do you want to call it? I really like his villains, because most of his villains are connected to his other identity, Peter Parker, right? Can I say this? Since it's kind of spoiler from the new game that came out.
It's fine.
Or
I think
it's fine. Okay, just say spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, people, for Spider-Man on the PS4 that recently came out.
Yeah.
Hold
for your ears if you're playing the game.
Yeah. In that game, Dr. Octopus is the secret villain. Every Spider-Man knows, or Spider-Man fan knows, that he's gonna turn into a villain, but it's how he turns into a villain, right? Because he starts out as Peter's mentor, so they have this kind of underground lab that's barely funded by people, and he's really smart, and Peter Parker is he has a great mind and he's super intelligent, but he kind of looks up to Octavius. Yeah. And slowly but surely, the story reveals that he has this neuro or a trouble with his nerves. I don't know the right term, but he's getting crippled. That's basically the short story, right? Mm. And so then he starts to tinker with devices that can help him move around with his mind, right? So then you see that he builds those arms, and then that's when you know that stuff is about to go down, that he's gonna go dark side, I guess, because it's an implant that goes into his brain, and it kind of makes him go crazy. And then he kind of takes a what do you call it? Mass genocide that's gonna wipe out New York. And of course, his aunt lives in New York, right? And she kind of gets infected by this virus or whatever. And at the end of the game, Peter finds out that Octavius knew that Peter was Spider-Man all along. So him infecting his aunt was no accident. It was on purpose. So that kind of makes the whole story arc a lot deeper or more interesting, since he knew this time, while when you were playing the game you thought he didn't know. So
well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a little mind fuck for people, like, because a lot of the villains I find in Spider-Man, for example, start out with good intentions, like, oh, they're gonna cure some disease, they're gonna make people, you know, be able to regenerate limbs and whatever, and for some reason they go bonkers and they decide to kill everyone. And sometimes you feel really sorry for them, but with a revelation like that, like, yeah, I totally poisoned your aunt on purpose. You kind of, you know, that takes you from villain to supervillain, I suppose.
Yeah, so the short story is basically most of his villains are a perfect balance between his other life and his superhero life. That they kind of threaten both sides. So it makes it kind of an interesting dynamic, I guess.
Yeah.
He can't just chill and you know, just be Peter Parker and take it easy. He has to actually do a juggling act all the time.
Yeah, and even if it's just Peter Parker, he still has regular problems like bills and other relatable things.
And also, I mean, Peter Parker was never the popular kid at school.
No,
he's a bit of a geek. People have bullied him. So, as you say, I think it's very easy for especially young people to find him a relatable character.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was kind of a struggle when they started to, introduce Spider-Man as a character, because they didn't want to introduce a loser for people to read about. Nobody wants that, but apparently people loved it because they could relate, and that kind of started the whole. I don't know. That's why Spider-Man is at the level he is today, I guess.
But I think also that makes Spider-Man easy to remember, because Marvel has like I don't know how many superheroes they have, but you remember Spider-Man because he is very different from most of the other ones.
True.
Yeah. He doesn't have a secret, you know, school that he goes to, or, you know, he's not a part of, like, something bigger than himself to begin with. He starts out with just a kid who gets bitten by a spider and decides to, you know what, I'm going to do something great here and do the right thing.
It's basically that he has great power and he does use it for
great things.
Uses great things, great responsibility, but like Dr. Octavius, he has great power but no responsibility, right?
Yeah. Lucia Farah says in the chat, "My God, I've been holding my hands over my ears and drumming on my head in order to not hear spoilers for the game. Lol, lol, lol. My God, I got tired in my arms here. Sorry. Sorry."
It's hard to say, like, now the spoiler is over when you have your...
Yeah, right.
we should have, like, a secret code. Like, when we do this, you know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
But hopefully it wasn't that bad. And if you're familiar with Spider-Man, you know a lot about the backstory, about the villains anyway.
It wasn't a shocker.
No. All right.
Yeah. So... have you ever cosplayed a different character, or maybe you're planning on cosplaying some other characters?
Yeah, recently, the last convention I went on, I cosplayed Red Hood from DC and not Marvel.
Ooh.
My God, not Marvel? Triggered. No, but, wait, yeah.
Yes, because we clearly don't like any DC characters in this house.
The thing is, I usually love Marvel movies and the Marvel stories more, but DC trumps Marvel because DC has Batman. So yeah. I'm sorry.
I'll just say I'll just play along and yeah.
Nah, but Batman is my Spider-Man basically.
Yeah, I get it. I get why though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like both Marvel and DC. They both have cool superheroes.
Yeah. Same.
So yeah,
Red Hood is my most recent other cosplay. I'm planning to cosplay him more because I've only cosplayed him one time, and he's a really cool character. And when I cosplay characters, I kind of choose them by how similar they are to me, either look-wise or character-wise.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that everyone should do that, because that's just my opinion. You should definitely not have that kind of view on it.
No, you cosplay whatever you want for yourself, basically.
Because if you do, you're gonna your cosplays are gonna be limited to very few.
Yes.
Sadly, I'm just like that. Maybe I'll get more comfy later on. I don't know. But as of now, I'm just cosplaying characters that are kind of like me. So
yeah,
we all have our limits and our borders and things that we are comfortable with or not comfortable with, and it's like a growing process, you know.
Yeah,
of course.
But like sorry.
but you know what Red Hood. I'm not familiar with this character, so I had to Google him. And does he have a bat on his chest?
Yeah, it's he's in the Batman family basically. It's I believe it's the first Robin that died supposedly, but newsflash, he didn't die, and he got mad at Batman for not killing his killer. I'm not gonna say who that is, but he got mad at Batman, so he came back from the dead and tried to show Batman that he could do a better job than Batman.
Yeah. Such drama.
Yeah.
Such angsty teen.
I'm gonna show you.
He's basically Batman that's okay with killing. He's not a villain or a hero. He's like an anti-hero, just like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Cool. Cece Tori has a question in the chat. She wants to know, what Hogwarts house would you say Spider-Man or Peter Parker is in, and do you think it differs from version to version?
Huh.
That's a good question.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it differs from version to version.
Yeah.
Maybe a Ravenclaw?
No.
I did a test. I'm pretty sure my personality is kind of like Peter, or at least the mainstream one.
Yeah.
And I ended up at my God, I'm gonna get flamed so hard for not remembering. Gryffindor is that's the main one, right?
Yeah, that's the one Harry Potter is in.
Yeah, that's where I ended up. So.
Yeah. But I was about to say that I think Peter Parker is probably a Gryffindor.
Yeah,
Same.
if I'm like Peter, that that's probably where he would end up.
Yeah.
I agree
can
with
see
that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the other versions would end up somewhere else.
Possibly.
I think that Peter Parker maybe started out as a Hufflepuff, but grew into a Gryffindor after getting his powers, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Because he is a bit more sassy than Hufflepuffs,
Yeah.
you know? So you know that there's this...
I can totally see that Harry Potter would be Spidey. Because Ron would not be a Spidey because he hates spiders.
No, Ron would not be a good Spidey.
No.
Also, Lucia Ferris says, eldest kiddo here says hello to everyone. New CosCast fan. Hello! Welcome to the family!
Hereby you are a fellow Fandorkable.
Yes.
Fandorkable.
Yes, that's what we call our followers. We call them Fandorkables.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Because we are the Adorkables.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously.
We did not decide that we were Adorkables. I think it was Liana that said that we were. And so we made up the whole system. So
it got stuck.
Yeah, it stuck around. All right.
Are you planning to cosplay any other characters, or is it as of now only like Marvel or DC?
I'm a really big fan of Halo, if you guys are familiar.
Yes.
But
Okay.
my craftsmanship, like I know how to do it in my mind, but to make my hands actually do it in real life, I'm not sure.
Practice.
I know the process, but to make it, to make the armor look legit, it kind of requires like fiberglass and a lot of stuff like that, and that's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
And since I live with my parents and I don't have the garage for it myself, it's gonna be a hard time.
Yeah. But it's nice to have goals, you know?
Yeah.
Nice to have things.
One day.
That's probably my dream cosplay, to cosplay as Spartan from Halo.
Yeah, and I guess you can get a lot of good tips from those in Nordic Garrison because they make like
yeah, I follow them for quite a while.
Yeah, so I guess they could give you quite good tips on making that kind of armor.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So what you're saying now, Tonya, is that he should first make a replica stormtrooper and then
No, just for the
infiltrate the Nordic garrison.
Steal all their blueprints.
It's more like getting tips on what kind of materials and how to actually shape them.
Yeah, we're just messing with you, Tonya.
No, because I would not recommend you, if you are a poor student, to actually go into being a part of Nordic Garrison because that shit is expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive to
For sure.
buy that kind of material and stuff. For sure.
Yeah. But which conventions are you planning on going to this year and possibly next year?
Well, this year there's not really a lot of conventions left.
No.
At least not in Norway. I'm planning on going to BonsaiCon. And
Ooh, we are too.
Yay.
great. And I'm also going to Spill Expo.
Yes.
We are too.
Hell yeah.
You're stuck with us, yeah.
Yeah. Better come say hi.
I was joking, by the way. No, but this year that's probably the two that's left for me this year. But next year I kind of have to look up how I work and stuff because I haven't got my work schedule for next year yet. Because it's kind of hard for me to go to conventions sometimes because I usually work weekends and most of the cosplay or conventions are on weekends. So
it's been like that for me. The latest, like every time there is a Desukon, or there used to be a Desukon, every time I have had my work weekend. So it's been like, nah, can't go. Nah, can't go. No, can't go. So, but yeah, can relate to that problem.
But now no one is gonna go to DesertCon.
No. Sad. Yeah. But I'm wondering which Spider-Man which costumes are you bringing to BonsaiCon? Or is it a secret?
No, it's no secret. One of the days I'm gonna, of course, bring my Red Hood, but
Yes.
I'm pretty excited to show my Iron Spider with the legs to more people because ConVicon is a pretty small convention, and it's small in the literal sense as well.
Yeah.
Because when I'm wearing those legs, I'm not tiny as I am now anymore. I'm like this. So walking between art stands and small crowd or big crowds, it's a
challenge.
Struggle.
it's such a hassle. So
yeah.
with a bigger space like BonsaiCon, I think it's gonna be more comfy for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's gonna be easier for people to, dodge.
Yeah, dodge my arms. It's kind of funny because when I wear the masks, Spider-Man is like known for his spider sense and his awareness, right? But when I wear the mask, I can basically only see straight forward. The vision that's straightforward is pretty good, but my peripheral vision is super bad. So
So you're like a non-aware Spider-Man.
yeah, it's super ironic.
You're off-duty Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So that plus the big arms, not a good combo.
Right. So to everyone watching, if you see him at BonsaiCon and he has the arms on, you'll know he can't see you from the side. And
So if I poke you in the eye or face or something, I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry.
Don't hate me.
Yeah. You also make content for your own YouTube channel. How long have you been doing that, and what kind of content do you make?
My God. If we're talking about when I created my YouTube account, it's probably back in like 2007 or something.
Oh, wow.
But that was probably just 11-year-old me making. I filmed my TV screen getting a kill on a game. Wow, I'm pro. But I didn't really make any good content back then, so I just used it to watch videos. But when I started to make content, or decent content, or what do you want to call it, it's probably maybe 5-6 years ago. That was me when I was trying to become a Minecraft YouTuber. Oh.
Sounds like you regret
But
it.
I kind of noticed that my fan base was limited to people under 10, and me in nature being pretty
Not 10.
rough with words. I figured that was maybe not a good idea, so I stopped with that, and then I took a break for a while, and I decided that, hey, me and my friends are always regretting that we don't have our silly moments when we're playing games on film. So
Yeah.
I figured, I can just start filming everything we do on a daily basis and make funny moments. And then we can look back at them and laugh. And if people like it, yeah, that's great. But if people don't like it, well, that sucks for them because it's mainly for us to enjoy. But if people enjoy it as well, that's great.
Yeah, I think you
And,
probably have 2 new subs today at least, because Marlin says subbed and Lucia Farah says link please.
I just
Thank you,
subbed as
guys.
well.
Thank you.
I must say, I really like your thumbnails. They look super awesome.
Yeah. My thumbnails, yeah.
Yeah, I
Thank
like
you.
them. Like, I have absolutely no skills in making thumbnails, so every time I'm like, Anita, make me thumbnails now! And, the only skills I have is in MS Paint. And I must say, I'm pretty good with MS Paint. I've made a stop motion video in MS Paint.
Hey,
so
that's pretty good.
It's more than I can. I'll just tell you that.
And it's a hard, like, I'm gonna find a video and I'm gonna paste it in our Facebook later, I think.
Yes,
so if
please.
people want to see my MS Paint video, I'm gonna find it. All right.
But what?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, what kind of content do you make now on your YouTube?
Now it's basically the same, but when it comes to YouTube, I don't really. I'm planning to use it again. I've not quit 100%. It's just that it takes a while to make those videos, even though if they're just 5 minutes long, because I have to go and look for content in an 8-hour plus raw file. So it kind of takes a while. And then I found out, oh, hey, Twitch, I can start live streaming and people can watch the funny moments live instead, and I can make highlights of it later.
Right.
And I also get a live audience, which is kind of more fun to be able to interact live with other people.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And kind of make a new community. Kind of like you guys are doing right now. You have the chat open, people are talking, you can answer and get reactions live. So, yeah. So I'm basically more on Twitch than I am on YouTube. And that's almost daily. So.
Well, that's cool.
I've invested a lot of money into Twitch, so yeah.
I have never really.
Twitch, but...
We've been considering it, yeah, but we have never really touched Twitch for real.
Yeah,
I've just like logged in, and sometimes I have watched a few streams, but it's never been like. I've never really invested time in it, so I don't really know how it works. I'm really comfortable with YouTube, so
yeah.
Yeah.
I really get that because YouTube is super user friendly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Twitch isn't, but YouTube is definitely more user friendly than
Yeah,
Twitch.
I mean, Twitch demands that you actually sit down and take a lot of time to just get comfortable with it. It's not, like as plug and play ish as YouTube can be.
That's very true.
I mean, like, usually if I'm on Twitch, I watch game streams from Geek and Sundry. Like, I got up at 5 a.m. yesterday to watch LA by Night, which is a new Vampire the Masquerade live streamed
You're crazy.
actual play role-playing game thing.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a Saturday, and I went to bed kind of early-ish, and then my hubby stayed up, and I was like, if you go to bed around 5, will you wake me up? Because I need to watch this stuff. But it's really cool. So, yeah. I understand why people are on Twitch. It kind of is the big live stream gaming platform.
Yeah.
More so than YouTube is.
Definitely. It's slowly taking the IRL kind of section into consideration or into the mainstream pop culture, or how you gonna say that. But I'm pretty sure the choice you guys made of doing this on YouTube is a good choice, because since Twitch is more like something you do for a long period of time. And, I don't know, setting up an audience for I just think YouTube is a better choice, I think.
Yeah, well, it's good to hear that that someone agrees with us.
Yeah.
Nice. So is your handle at Twitch the same as you use at YouTube, if people wants to find you at Twitch?
Yeah, it's the same, just since Twitch doesn't allow spaces in the name, it's an underscore instead of space. So
cryptical_void.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my dog is barking.
Also, Lucia Ferrer says, Sunniva, you should definitely do a PUBG stream. I live for those votes.
Yeah, that's basically my main game.
Oh, I love PUBG. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this in Geekery after, but I'm gonna ask you a question, but I'm gonna do it after.
All right.
Sort of PUBG related, but not really. Next question. You've visited the children's ward at Rikshospitalet in the past, which is a hospital here in Norway. In cosplay.
Only hospital.
The only one we have here. No. But could you tell us a little bit about why you chose to do that and what it is like?
Yeah, sure. The newsflash: I don't have superpowers as Spider-Man. So I figured, since I really relate to his character, the quote "Great power, great responsibility." Powers. Oh wait, what?
You lagged.
You lagged, so you need to say that again.
Okay, wait. Am I back? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
you're back.
Yes.
You're good.
Yeah. Great power, great responsibility. So since I don't really have any powers, real powers, I figured that I saw some people posting stuff on Facebook about visiting hospitals, and that was in the States or in the US and not in Norway. But then I found out there was a few locations here in Norway that did that as well, and I asked to join because why not?
Yeah.
Like I don't see any negative thing about doing that. So I got in, and yeah, my first experience, it was surreal. Definitely. Every time I get a request to show up, I do it, because seeing the children get so happy, and it's kind of up and down between the different children, because some children are super open about how happy they get, but some of them are like, they don't really show happiness that much when you are there, but you can the guides there, or the people that work there, they say that they will talk about it for weeks after when you leave, but not when you're there, because they're kind of shy and stuff.
Yeah.
But they do really appreciate it for a long period of time. So even if I get reaction that seem bad, I still do the best out of it, because I know it's gonna have an effect somehow. Maybe now, maybe in 5 minutes, maybe in 2 weeks, but it will have an effect, a good effect. So yeah.
I mean, I would say that the capability of thinking of other people and doing good things for other people without expecting anything in return for it is a kind of superpower in and of itself. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of an applause, because I think it's amazing that you take time out of your day to actually go visit sick kids.
Yeah, thank you.
Not everyone does that. I haven't done that yet, but I want to one day.
But we do have a Facebook group, though, that people, if people have the time, they can show up with whatever. It doesn't really need to be a mainstream kind of cosplay or anything, just something fun for the kids to look at or interact with. So luckily Spider-Man is a big character that a lot of people like and enjoy, so yeah.
And the cosplay group on Facebook is called Cosplay Sykehusbesøk, if anyone wants to join in on the good cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have talked to cosplayers who do this before, and they say that it is fun, but it's also a lot of responsibility, because it can be pretty hard to visit kids who are basically dying.
Yeah, it's not fun, to say the least, though. Or it is fun, but not in that sense. I'm glad I'm wearing a mask, to say the least, some of the times.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hard. There was this one time I was visiting a part of the hospital where it's like this quarantine zone that only their family can enter, and the people that work there. So I could only look at the kids through a glass wall. And we had a limited time, so we could only stay there for like 2 minutes or something. But I could see the kid wanting to interact with me, so we could only like, touch hands on the glass. But when we got the cue that we had to leave, I saw that he got really, really upset, and I didn't want to leave, but I couldn't enter the room, right? I couldn't do anything about it. And I'm pretty sure he just thought I'm tired of this. I'm gonna leave. Bye. And it felt really bad.
Yeah, but they probably talked to him after,
Yeah,
and the kid you probably made that kid's day. I am currently studying. Oh, now I'm gonna be that annoying nursing student again. But we actually had a lecture about isolation and the isolation rooms. And what the teacher said is that when you're in isolation and in one of those rooms, you don't really have a concept of time because you're isolated for so long. So you probably made that kid's day by,
breaking up the monotony.
Yes. So even though the kid looked sad, you probably made that kid's day.
Yeah.
But it's important that you bring up that, because it's not just, laughter and fun. Sometimes you have to be prepared for a little bit of like a heartache, basically.
Yeah. Like there's ups and downs, definitely. That there's different kind of stages that people are in. Of course, some of them may look sick, but are more energetic than others. For example, there was also this one time I was squatting down just on my toes, and as my vision is peripheral vision is pretty bad with the mask on, I just hear Spider-Man, and I just look around and I don't see anyone. So then suddenly a kid just jumps on me and gives me like this big bear hug, and I almost fell backwards, but I managed to like just tilt myself forward again. I didn't expect that at all.
That is so precious.
Yeah. I was struggling there. That was hard, because I'm not used to that kind of interaction with kids, because usually they're pretty scared or shy. Most of the time their parents have to kind of pep talk them up to like, hey, you want to go and take a picture with him? Oh, and they're like, no. But then their parents are like, oh, what if I go up and you can like stand way over there or something? But then they just act all tough and, oh no, wait, I can stand closer. It's not dangerous or anything.
Yeah, they just need to get comfortable a little bit.
Yeah. But I was kind of shocked to find out that it's actually the girls, or as this far at least, that the girls are the ones that are usually more interactive than the boys. But I was thinking the opposite, since the boys are usually more into Spider-Man than I would say little girls are. But
Maybe.
Yeah, the girls are way more or way less shy than the boys, it seems. No matter the age, it seems.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But that's kind of fun though.
Yeah. So this Facebook group, is it like for just hospital visits in general, or is it just for this one hospital that?
Oh no, or most of the time it's only been Rikshospitalet or Ullevål sykehus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really been on any other ones or read about any other ones, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna pop out on that site if there's gonna be another place. So
yeah. And also, if people wants to join the cause, join the Facebook group, if you don't live nearby Oslo, you can ask in the Facebook group how to get in touch with maybe other hospitals, or how people have done it before.
So you can visit your local hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually tried that, but they didn't take it too seriously. I think it's not that mainstream yet that it's normal. So
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that a lot of children's wards have like other kinds of entertainment for children. You have the hospital clowns that are clowns that visit hospitals. So if you don't get far with maybe the staff of the hospital, maybe you can try to figure out if you can do some sort of collaboration with other entertainment at the hospital. So there's different ways of getting in if you really want.
There's definitely a possibility right there.
Yeah. So we have one more question for you. And this is a regular question that we ask all our guests. It is a question that was usually it is asked by our friend Sample Cosplay.
Yeah.
So we have just interpreted into our segment every time because we know that she will ask it. Anyway, if you were a fruit or a vegetable, what would you be and why?
Okay, that's a hard one. I'm pretty sure I would be a fruit, but I don't know which fruit or why. I was thinking about it. I was gonna say strawberry, but that's not a fruit. There's like this.
It's allowed. It's allowed. If you want to say strawberry, it's allowed.
Yeah. Why strawberry? I don't know. It tastes good, so.
Is it your favorite fruit or berry?
Yeah.
Kind of. They are the fruit that looks the most like Spider-Man, though, because they're red and they have black details.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Green, really, but okay.
Well, they look. Sometimes they look black. Sometimes they look green.
From afar, they look black. So,
yeah.
So yeah, this big controversy that it's a nut or a berry or is it a fruit?
Oh.
Whatever, it tastes
but...
delicious.
Yeah, definitely. Norwegian strawberries are the best, by the way.
I agree.
For sure. Lucia Farah says, bet Pennywise wouldn't be an acceptable hospital clown. No.
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 And Malin says that she's really been considering joining with her Rose cosplay. It's an amazing thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Definitely. There should not be anything stopping you to do that.
No.
So.
Go ahead.
Definitely go ahead.
What happened to the stream? Lucia
What
says,
do
I
you
don't know.
mean?
Is something
Pretty sure
happening to
nothing.
the stream? No.
It
It's
works
nothing
fine
my
here.
part.
Yeah.
What happened to the stream? You
Yes, you happened.
savage. Savage.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
All right.
My God.
So that was all of our questions for you. So we're going to go into the final segment of our show, which is geekery. We're on overtime. # overcast.
Yeah.
So, have we been playing, watching, reading, or listening to anything during the past 2 weeks that we would like to recommend to our audience?
Yes. I have today been playing the Black Ops 4 beta, which is basically a version of PUBG. It's like a weird mix of PUBG and Fortnite. It has the seriousness of PUBG, but the weirdness of Fortnite. It's really weird. It's super buggy, but if you want to, the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is free to download, available to play. It's just a beta, but it's fun. It's really fun. So if you haven't tried it yet, you should try it. You can fly helicopters, you can drive small, like, electrical cars things. What's that called?
Buggies or something?
No.
Those
ATVs?
cars?
Yes, like a toy. You know those toys that you steer with a controller.
Oh, yeah,
in the game.
Yeah.
Radio cars, I think.
Something like that. But yeah, try the new Black Ops game. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy it when it comes out, but so far the beta is funny because it's buggy.
Yeah, it looks really good actually.
I hope you're recording it, because I want some of that comedy gold.
So far, I have not, but yeah, maybe.
You should.
Maybe.
Liana, as always, our trusty promoter, says, Fateful Fumble! New episode coming Friday!
I have also finished Disenchanted, which I really like. So if you haven't seen Disenchanted, you should, because it's really fun. Also, Netflix has released a lot of Marvel movies now, so go watch them all. I've finally watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I'm watching Ant-Man as we speak. It's currently on pause.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Yes, I've also been watching movies. I've watched Ready Player One, and it's really, I really like it. So many cool references throughout the movie, from many games and movies and stuff like that. And I'm still reading on the book series that I bought when I was in Trondheim. Still exciting. And I watched this, I think it's Chinese drama series. It's really weird for me because, well, the thing is, it's a girl, obviously, and she meets this boy, who is like super popular in school and stuff like that, and he treats her badly. He annoys her and just not very nice to her, and she tries to stand up to him and stuff like that, and he falls in love with her but still doesn't treat her good. And well, apparently along the way she falls in love with him for reasons that I can't fathom, but still, it's, yeah, well, I don't know, I have to watch it.
It sounds like a drama. It does.
Yeah. It's very, very Asian.
Let's see. People are agreeing in the chat that they like Disenchanted, and Liana says that she watched it. It's not really her humor, but she got through it, but the music was amazing.
Yeah.
Malin really loves it. And she wants to do a Bean cosplay because it would be chill.
She should.
Lucia Ferrer recommends Yakuza the games with all her heart. She's on her third one now. Begin with Yakuza 0, then Kibomi, then Kibomi 2. So you have been instructed.
I also wanted to just say one more thing about Disenchanted, because I'm just curious. Is it just me, or has other people who have seen it too noticed that the king and the queen resembles Donald Trump and Melania Trump, sort of?
I have only watched the first episode, so I have not really thought about that, but I will think about it if I continue to watch it. The problem is, I hate The Simpsons, so it's hard for me to watch Disenchanted just because the art style is so similar. It's like, it's a hard one for me to get over, but I'm going to try to continue to watch it. And I know they've released a new series called, I think it's called The Dragon Prince, which I love the animation style for, but I haven't seen any episodes yet. So I'm going to start watching that, and you'll hear from me whether or not I like it in the future.
Yeah.
But apparently there are like dark elves with horns and stuff, and white hair, so I mean, I'm totally into that.
Yeah.
Totally into that. I've been playing Dragon Age Inquisition lately just because it's chill in between podcast editing. And I started watching LA by Night, as I mentioned earlier, which is a new show on Geek and Sundry, and it's a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition role-playing podcast that they live stream on Twitch. And they only live stream it at like 5 in the morning our time. But luckily it's on Saturdays.
Oh. Luckily.
So I don't know how I think they do reruns though on Twitch during the weekends, so you don't have to watch it live, but yeah.
It's always more fun to watch it live.
Yeah, it's always more fun to watch it live. And the storyteller is this guy who works for White Wolf Publishing, which is really cool. And he happens to follow our podcast channel on Instagram, which I think is really cool.
It's really cool.
That's really cool.
So he is at Vampires and Vino on Instagram and on Twitter if you want to follow him back. His name is Carl Young. He's a pretty cool guy. He keeps recommending vampire literature and pairs them up with wines on his Instagram. If you're at all interested in that.
Here's some vines. All right.
Yeah. So
okay.
vampires and vino. It's very
Yeah,
apt.
yeah.
Very
It's
apt.
very...
There is a lot of Dragon Age love in the chat. Dragon Age is love. Dragon Age is life.
No wonder though. It's a great series of games.
Absolutely. So good. Rick says, I should probably give Dragon Age a go sometime. Yes, you do! If you have not played it yet, what are you doing?
Definitely.
Chill out.
I have no chill. And all the fucks to give. Yes. So, yeah, that's basically it for us today, I think. Unless
Do you have anything to recommend?
Wait, who?
Spidey.
Oh,
You.
me.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, yeah, if you have a PlayStation, I would definitely, not because I'm biased or anything up to Spider-Man, but it's legit a really, really great game. You can check it out on most platforms or the websites, and it's probably on 9.5 or 9 plus. It's a really good game. And I know it comes from a Spider-Man fan, but I'm being real here. I've streamed it for both of the times I played for 12 hours.
Wow.
So yeah,
Addictive.
it took me like 24 hours over 3-day period to complete it. I'm pretty sure you can complete it faster, but if you're like me that likes to do side missions and immerse yourself and have fun,
Completionist.
you'll have a good time.
Yep.
I support this very much. Yeah, so thank you for that. Thank you for coming on the show. It's been a treat having you on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No,
Despite the difficulties at the beginning, but yeah.
no worries. We've had worse. Literally.
Yes.
Oh,
We
that's
had way worse.
Bad to hear.
So thank you to all of you guys for watching and being so active in the chat. We love you. Remember to give this video a thumbs up when you finish watching it. Subscribe to our channel and click the little alert button if you want to get notified every time we upload a new video. You know, just gonna push that. Do that, please. Thank you.
Helps.
And you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the CosCast.
Yay!
Yes. And if you want to follow our guest, you can find him as Spidey Grenland on Facebook.
Yep.
Spidey underline or underscore Grenland on Instagram, and Cryptical Void here on YouTube and on Twitch. Was that
Yep.
everything? Did I forget?
That was everything. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say that Ron I don't know. He says,
Oh, yeah.
Cryptical Void, you have a golden heart.
Aww.
Thank you, man.
We
Thank you.
agree.
And Rick says
Thank
it's not
you,
the
guys.
CosCast without some technical difficulties. It's
Good to hear. Good to hear.
We should
Alright.
have a t-shirt that just says technical difficulties.
yes, we need to make that. And I'll
Technical difficulties are expected. So.
yes,
Yes.
definitely. All right, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching, and we will be
Yep.
back. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, everyone.